As if I'm looking at expectations of what I wanted from day one, felt like we got there. The guys look really, really good. Prepared really well in the off season. Obviously, the camaraderie and the connection that they have, and the leadership that we have on this team is pretty evident from what I saw day one. But that being said, there's still a lot of things we can work on, things to get better. But I feel really good about day one so far.
Top priorities for fall.
Yeah, keep competing, earn spots. Trying to develop our young players, but at the same time, we need to get our team ready to roll. And then, just get our guys. Right now, we're not focused on the opponent. We're focused on trying to get our foundation set for our offense, get our identity set for our defense, offense, and special teams, and then we'll head towards getting closer to the opponent once we get closer to the game. But right now, we're competing against each other, and as far as what we can do without the pads on, I like the competition. As physical as, probably a little bit too physical, but it's all right. These guys will be fine. We just got to wait to do some of the banging until we get the pads on.
Kalani, with how much experience you have coming back, how far along on the install are you compared to previous day ones?
Yeah, further ahead. I think that was done by design, and we started that from spring. And then in the off season, the player run practices, things like that. The install from day one, it's probably more than what we've done, but also there's a chance to see mistakes technique-wise and assignment-wise. I thought the guys did really well, but just gonna need to focus on getting technique better, and when we get the technique right, we have more success and win more plays.
Leadership-wise with Jaren Hall, is he at a whole new level just because he's had so much time here?
Yeah, and I think he's a lot more comfortable going into this year, and the focus for him is a little bit different than it was last year. So I give A-Rod the opportunity to just teach him and put the standards that he has for him and the expectation he has for him to accomplish this summer. He did it, and then we'll see what happens with fall camp. From day one, Jaren did a great job, as did the other quarterbacks when they're on the field.
We saw Chaz on the sideline, but he's not on the roster. What's Chaz's status?
No, he's in fall camp. If guys aren't practicing today, then it's used 90% of them are because they're not cleared yet, not 100% healthy, right? So in Chaz's example, he's not ready to go, and we're not going to force it. So we still have a whole month to go and some time. So we're going to make sure that we work with our specialists and get him in the right position to be healthy first before he takes the field.
Are guys like Keenan, Peyton, and Isaac going to be on a pitch count, I guess, for lack of
Yeah, we have to. That's part of what working with the sports scientists and our trainers. We deliberately know what we're going into, and we're basically tracking every rep, and then just tracking how much intensity output they're putting in, and then we have to protect them from themselves and effort and energy and desire. They want to be on the field as much as possible, but it's nice that we have to hold them back and not try to get them going. So those guys look good and watching on film. But from what I saw, the guys that were injured that returned today, I was really happy with.
Because Jaren has a lot of experience and the backups don't have a lot of playing experience, would you maybe give them more reps than this time of year in training camp as opposed to normally what you would do?
Yeah, and then that happened today. And so I know you didn't get to see it all, but I think that's what naturally, I think you predicted it, just kind of like how you've been around long enough to see that. That's what, when you have a veteran quarterback coming back, and then the backups are new and don't have a lot of experience, you want to get them as much game-ready reps as you can, knowing that injuries are a part of the game. Hopefully we don't have those, but it happens sometimes. But we've got to prep them all differently. This is a different preparation than we did last year, so yeah.
Chris Brooks has a lot of experience, just not here. What do you like out of him? What does he bring?
Yeah, it looks great, and I like that he protected the football today. That's all I care about. His ability. I didn't question his ability and his talent. I just want to take care of the football with the running backs and the offense. And what I saw today, they took care of the ball, no fumbles, so that's good. On the defensive side, we got to get the ball out. So it's head coach is never going to be happy because you want one side to keep improving, the other side needs to get better. But from what I see from Chris, he's done an amazing job today running the ball. All the running backs look good today running the ball. We'll see if we can keep doing that when the pads are on. I think you got to probably give a lot of credit to the O-line, the veteran group there opening the holes, but it's a good look for our defense, and I'm excited about really the competition and the level of play. We're gonna get better just playing each other.
What stands out about Chris's running style?
Well, I don't know. Have you seen him? He's big. He's strong. You know, he looks the part. But you don't get that big and strong from just being lucky. You know, that's hard work and his dedication to the sport. He loves being at BYU and he loves football. And so, with that being said, the football junkie and he was going to allow him to increase his football IQ and the environment that we put him in to succeed. I think that's a huge compliment to A-Rod and the coaching staff and to Harvey and the way they run the running back room, but also the way the offense functions. And that, in combination with all the running backs that got to run the ball today, I was really pleased with all those guys. I thought Jackson McChesney looked good today. Lopini Cator looked really good on a bunch of runs. Hinky McClatchy looked good too. So Miles Davis looked great. So we just got to keep it rolling.
When do you expect to see Lasila Tai arrive at campus?
Yeah, he's got his academics in order, and we just need to go through all the paperwork, and he'll be out here soon.
What's the pitch count number on Isaac Rex? What number are you kind of capping that at for him?
I don't know if I can give you a number. He's limited, but not as limited as what you would think when you saw the injury. He probably did more today than I thought he was going to do, but it's all by design. I mean, it just seemed like when I turned around, he was always on the field. I'm like, hey, he's supposed to be doing this, but that's Coach Clark and A-Rod. They're managing that really well.
We've talked a lot about your experience in terms of your frontline guys. Are you going to use more of this, I guess, early part of camp to develop the 2s and 3s than you might typically have done in the past?
Maybe after the first week, we'll have to take a look at it and evaluate where we stand. Right now, I'm looking for guys to compete for starting spots right now. And then once we get a depth chart, I imagine certain places will be settled quickly, like the quarterback, you know. But other than that, I think that a lot of them are going to be, they have to compete, and hard to get that solidified without the pads on first. So once we get the pads on, do some live work, then maybe we'll get there. But I don't know. I think eventually we'll gravitate towards that.
Get enough sleep with the newborn?
Yeah, I have the best wife. She takes care of baby, and yeah. But I have older children, so there's a 12-year gap. My kids are 18, 15, and 12, so I never get to hold her really. And so the time I do, it's I'm invaluable. So I told him to get it out of the way, so when I come home, I can hang out with her and watch film at the same time. Yeah.
And you're not done with kids?
That's not my. What was this turning into? That's not my decision to make. But yeah, just lucky and honored to be a new daddy, but feeling really old still. But it's a lot of fun, and I have a great family, man. And it's been really such a great blessing for us to have. I forgot what it's like to have a newborn, to hold a baby. It's really cool. But I hear Kyle was telling me that being a grandfather is like there's nothing like it, and so I don't know if this is like that, except for I'm responsible for this child no matter what. My dad takes care of our kids and is the good guy, and then whenever they misbehave, all of a sudden they show up at my house. I get why being a grandparent would be the best, but right now I'm loving being a new old daddy.
Kalani, a lot of your players are in that role. You have a bunch of players who have newborns, have babies come.
We're setting up prom already, 16, 17 years from now.
But does that connection, just going through what they're going through and trying to do football and all of that, do you just see it on a different level going through it right now as you personally?
Yeah, and I think there's times that we have, guys that have young babies. I think it's important for us to cater to them and work the schedule where we can have these guys be. I want them to be great football players, but I also want them at the same time to focus on being a great father, a great husband, a great people, great sons, great people in the community. So yeah, I feel like our schedule works as best as you can for college football for guys to do all of that.
Does that put football in a different? I mean, we talk about it with other things, but does it change where football fits when you have a newborn and that that life growing up? You've been through it. Does that change just kind of how you view things?
No, I haven't really thought about any of that until now. I've been focused on the depth and the competition. But yeah, I just feel like you guys are all done it, so it's like you guys are asking me these questions you know the answers to already. So I could ask you, what is it like for you to be on the road away from your family and your babies? We're all sick.
Look forward to
it. No, it's great for all of us, but we're all a bunch of people just balancing a bunch of roles here, and we relish all of them. And I'm no different. happened to be the head football coach here at BYU with some average but mediocre dance moves.
How old? How old is she?
She is 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Wow.
Yeah.
In terms of hitting the ground running, how are you as compared to last 4 or 5 camp, the opening of camp?
Yeah, we're further ahead than last year for sure. I mean, you're going back to me having a great memory. I think in 2020 we felt really good going into that year with the depth and the returning production. But yeah, I still feel like there's still some questions to answer, and maybe they're just a little bit different. But right now, I feel like we feel really good about the talent that we have on this team, and the experience, the amount of experience that we have. It's guys, this isn't their first camp, and they've been through it. You can tell guys are getting used to the schedule and are used to the grind of summer to fall and the transition.
We didn't see Hobbs Nyberg on the roster as the return guy.
He'll be joining us, yeah.
Oh, he's one
He
of
will be,
these.
yeah.
Is it just an injury thing?
Yeah, and some guys are, well, I'll just tell you, some guys are either handling injury or finishing out academics right now. We're at the tail end of summer semester, so some guys are still finishing that up too.
So some guys will be added to the roster.
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
yep.
How about the DB, Quentin Rice?
Yeah, he's injury. We're still slowed by injury on him. Yeah.
Any other questions?
All right, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.